Hey everybody, it's Stuart with Wine on the Dime, and recently I was working through an event for the San Antonio Regional Wine Guild, and I was trying to find some Petit Verdot to use in some Bordeaux blending exercises that we were going to be doing. I couldn't find any, so then I just totally flipped the concept on its head, and instead I decided, you know what, I'm going to use Carmenere. But then I realized the Carmenere I bought I haven't reviewed on the channel. Well, let's fix that. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, before I begin today's video, if you like it, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like it, share it with a friend, leave a comment, and if you absolutely despise the video, doing all of the same things just really teaches me a lesson. Anyway, so today I'm going to be reviewing the 2018 Santa Emma Select Terroir Reserve Carmenere. It's a lot to say. It is 13.5% alcohol by volume, and I paid $10 for it at my local grocery store, H-E-B. So Carmenere has an interesting past. A long time ago when it was discovered in Chile, people thought it was Merlot, and then they ended up having to go back and kind of do some sciencey shit to it, and they figured out that it's actually not Merlot, it is its own varietal, but it still came out of the Bordeaux area and was transplanted in that area. So interesting thing, because Carmenere had kind of gone out of fashion in Bordeaux, but then they find it someplace else. And it does really well in South America, specifically Chile. So I really like Carmenere. I know some people do not like it, and those people are wrong. But let's go ahead and get to the assessment. From a color standpoint, you are a deep purple, no artifacts, no cloudiness. On the nose, yes, that's exactly one of the reasons why I love Carmenere. So first thing I'm getting with this is I'm just getting a whole bunch of dark fruit. I'm getting some black cherry, blackberry. There's a little bit of a raspberry note in here, which I know is not dark fruit, it's a red fruit, but whatever, still counts. The other thing I'm getting, there's a little touch of vanilla in here, a little touch of dark chocolate, but Carmenere really has a kind of notorious characteristic, and that notorious characteristic is what's called a pyrazine. There are actually multiple different types of pyrazine, so I'm not going to get into all of them here, but in this case it's a bell pepper. It has this kind of green bell pepper note, and for some people that turns them off. For me, I find it very endearing about this wine, and it's definitely there. It's definitely there. But the other thing I'm finding interesting here is that there's a hint of minerality in this wine. Almost like a crushed granite. Interesting. And then there's also this florality, almost like a purple flower, maybe like a violet. That's my default for purple flowers. I suck at flowers. I can tell you it's floral, but I can't tell you, I'm not one who stops and smells the roses. I just plow on. I don't worry about it. So let's go ahead and get to the taste. Yeah, that's bell peppery. Medium plus on the intensity, full bodied, medium alcohol. That bell pepper sings. And then there's this like black pepper thing that kind of kicks in. That's nice too. I don't smell any pepper on the nose, but I definitely taste it. But all those flavors really just kind of play around, and it's almost like that green bell pepper is like the puppet master above them all. He's just manipulating them and making them do the things they do on your palate while being over everything. It's there, you can't get rid of it. I just for some reason love it. In terms of finish, it has a medium plus finish. It goes on for a while, but I like that bell pepper note. If you're someone who doesn't like the bell pepper note and finish, it probably goes into a medium finish instead of medium plus. With all that being said, let's get to the blick. In terms of balance, full point, I think you're in balance. One thing I forgot to mention is it is off dry. There's a hint of sweetness in this, but think of it more like the sweetness you would get with a lot of California cabs without the jamminess. So that's kind of where you can put it on par with. In terms of length, because you don't have a long finish, it's either medium plus or medium. I'm just gonna give you half a point. Intensity on the nose, I forgot to mention this like every single time I do the nose. Medium plus on the nose, medium plus on the palate, half a point. And in terms of complexity, I'm getting no aging, but I am getting some primary, I am getting some secondary with some sort of like dry baking spices, like a little bit of cinnamon, allspice type of thing going on in here. The black pepper as well. But that could also be indicative of the grape. You have to be careful about that. But the little things like the vanilla, a little bit of that dark chocolate, those tend to come out of the toasting of the barrel as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and just give you half a point. In the end, that's 2.5 points. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you good. And the reason why I'm saying good and not very good is because I think this wine needs to age to get a little bit more complexity and to kind of change some of the structural components. So, and those kind of go hand in hand in this case, because I want some of that primary fruit to become tertiary fruit. I want some of those tannins to kind of like mellow out a little bit and just kind of, oh, medium plus tannins, by the way, forgot to mention that. And I want those tannins to kind of mellow out a little bit and be a little bit softer and rounder. And the glass, it has the acid to carry it. I'm not worried about that. But then those tertiary elements will give it some more complexity and possibly prolong the finish a bit. So this could take a little bit of time, 5, maybe 10 years. We'll take this wine from being a good to a very good, at least in my opinion. I live in San Antonio. I love Mexican food. It is a part of my DNA. I was born and raised here. And so having Carmenere and Mexican food, especially bell peppery things like beef fajitas and Carmenere are like best friends, especially if you're having those bell peppers and onions and jalapenos and stuff mixed in with it. Oh my God, it's so good. It even works with chicken fajitas. Don't do shrimp fajitas, but all like the ground meats that you find where you pick an animal up off the ground and go process it and make it into fajitas. I really do think you need to go do yourself a favor. Go get what you need to make some really bomb ass fajitas and make this wine a pairing with it. Trust me, it will be awesome. Don't do shrimp. Anyway, this has been Stuart with Wine on the Dime. If you liked today's video, please like, subscribe, and comment. Have you had the 2018 Santa Emma, I'm not gonna say the rest of it, Carmenere? If you have, leave a comment below, and I'll see you all again soon with another episode from Wine on the Dime. In the meantime, like, totally gonna order some fajitas, have them delivered. The hard part's going to be not drinking this wine in the meantime. That's gonna be really hard. I'll see y'all later.